are back for another game in Firestorm Sicily. We've got the Germans finally facing off against the Americans with the 1st Herman Goering Panzer Division assaulting into the 82nd Airborne outside of Gela. Let's take a look at the forces.
All right, so for our American boys today, we've got the integral to, of course, the campaign map. So we're trying to go through that. We've got our para company, HQ, 3 platoons, 1 little short strength. Each of them, this one actually has 2 machine guns attached, 2 LMGs. This one here has 1 LMG and 1 bazooka. And this one has 2 bazookas and an LMG, just for where I figure I can position my firepower in more important sectors versus reserve sectors. They've got a para mortar. They've got the para. These are my 75. These are going to be para, so they actually won't have gun shield. And then a 37 millimeter battery, which will be the para card for them. Then coming up to support them from the beaches, we've got a regular mid-war American Rifle Company. So these guys are not veterans. They are not my Big Red 1 division. So I've got 2 full platoons. They've each got an LMG attached along with their native bazooka and their HQ. They do have 2 57 millimeter guns that have just been issued. They do have a platoon of heavy machine guns. And my Firestorm troop that will be escorting them up off the beach for the campaign is going to be my 5 Stuarts as we rolled off in our battle sector portion of the battle. So that'll be the Americans set up with our rules we're using for American companies. The 2 rifle platoons are going to be kind of my last reserves to come on. The rest will really be able to fit. The Firestorm will come in as a reserve in most cases. And so that should give us a really good, solid line along that river.
Awesome. This is looking like a good thematic force. So what are the Germans bringing? So for Herman Goering Panzer Division, while the player pack does allow us to take half-tracks, I personally have not found any evidence that the half-tracks were actually deployed on Sicily. So I've opted for a classic truck-mounted Panzer Grenadier Company. So we've got the HQ there of 2 SMG teams with their little Kubelwagen. Then we've got 3 full-strength Panzer Grenadier platoons, 7 MG34 teams, backed up with soft-skin transports, in this case 4 trucks each. We have a Schwermaschinengewehr platoon with 4 MG34s and 2 soft-skin transports, and a 2-gun 8-centimeter mortar platoon with also a soft-skin transport. In support, we have a platoon of 3 Panzers, Panzer 3s in this case, I believe Panzer 3Ms with a long 50 millimeter. We've got 4 10.5 centimeter howitzers for artillery support, along with a Panzer 2 observation post. And then for the Firestorm troop that we committed, it is 2 Martyrs of the Martyr 2 variety, so 7.62 centimeter cannon on a Panzer 2 chassis. And that will be the Herman Goering Armored Punch against the 82nd Airborne.
See if we can block that road. And we've set up a nice battle where those trucks actually might be able to come in useful for you.
Yeah, for once. If they don't get,
hopefully that comes in. We've set up a long road here. You'll see the battlefield in a moment. And it promises to be a nice long gauntlet where getting those trucks to move to the front actually might pay off.
All right, let's get deployed and take a look at the table. Alright, here we have the deployment. We started by placing an objective. We're going with 1 objective this time instead of the 2 normally, just to make things a little bit more interesting. We've placed it over there on the low rise of the hill overlooking the bridge with a commanding field of fire. Ben then placed his minefields. We got 1 on the road there, 1 on the road here, 1 protecting the open space between that cliff face and that swamp, and then likewise 1 beside this cliff face of this hill. Then we went into deployment with some ranged in markers there, 1 in the monastery and 1 in the trees there. I placed mine against the crop field there and in the olive grove, which you can't quite see unless I turn the camera, like that. Perfect. Then we deployed. So as you can see, we've got rifle platoons holding the center basically, right across. with some mortars in the back.
The strongest one here.
Yeah.
The machine guns have set up in the houses. Mortars. The understrength with extra LMGs in the open. The medium filled out platoon there, backed up with the AT guns. And the company command with the battery and the rifle command on the hill.
Okay, and in reserve he has 2 rifle platoons, the Stuart Firestorm platoon, and a unit of 57
The
millimeters.
57s are in ambush.
Oh, yes, they're in ambush, right, not in reserve. All right, then for the German deployment, I went for a similar across the field deployment. I started by placing my 10.5s and the 8 centimeter so they can bombard. And then I've got a Panzer Grenadier platoon and trucks on the road there, backed up by the SMG 34 platoon there. Got a 2nd Panzer Grenadier and the company command troop there. We've got the 3rd Panzer Grenadier there. And then we have the Panzer II observation post, the Martyr Firestorm troop, and a platoon of 3 Panzer IIIs. And that'll be our deployment going into the first round of this, what will surely be an interesting game. Alright, turn 1 movement steps. So we did a couple of things. We'll start from this side, work our way across. Here, we were able to successfully blitz the Panzer II OP up onto the crest, as well as the Martyr IIs. Panzer III, they tactical forward to get some line of fire on some airborne. I dismounted both of these Grenadier squads, moved up, and then attempt to follow me. This one succeeded, this one did not. Company command team in their Kubelwagen have dashed forward.
It's like they suspect I've mined the road. I'm not sure how.
And then there, hopefully using the trees and the rock for cover, the MG42s have moved forward. And then on the extreme left flank there, the last Grenadier squad has moved up behind the trees and their trucks for a dismount next turn. Almost forgot to record, so I've started with my first attempt here with the Panzer II, re-ranging in the 10.5s right here. So you've got in this squad, what was it, 2 MGs and 4 rifle teams?
Yes, under that at the moment, yeah, 2 LMGs.
I'll use the gray dice here for the LMGs, the greenish dice here for the rifle teams. 1, 2, 3, 4 rifle teams.
Ranged in on first, hitting on 4s.
Getting 1 hit, which I'll put on an LMG right here.
You had already pre-assigned them, of course.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's
rifles.
On a rifle team. I'm so sorry, guys. I know how to play the game. I promise.
All right, so 1 rifle is saved.
Perfect. And then for my 8 centimeters, did I put them in a spot where they can actually see the dudes in the trees? I can't remember.
And a moment of hesitation. You have hid them behind the church and the rise in a pretty not spot for themselves position.
All right, so the P2 over here will spot with his second attempt down into the tree stand there. Just right on top of this guy because it's just in the edge.
So he is trying to just sight down
From
the
here,
hill.
right to here.
And he can see over his own vehicles and everything.
Yep, because he's up on the hill.
Yeah, but the Panzer IIIs and such, he's got enough height. Okay. All right.
So a second attempt, because I'm still on him. Needing a 4 because of the tree.
Definitely be terrain, yeah.
So then third attempt. No, doesn't range in. All right, so those 8 centimeters will not be firing this turn. All right, so we're going to go on to some other shooting now. They followed me. They attempted to follow me. They can't shoot. Panzer IIIs, they will engage this platoon down here. They're in range with machine guns. Only going to hit a couple of teams. So actually, I'll use my cannons.
So they are in 16?
They are in 16, but only the front 3 are in 16.
Okay.
With these 3,
so
so I'm just going to switch to cannons. It's 3 shots because I'm on the move, hitting you on 5s because you're dug in.
So they'd be concealed and gone to ground.
So hitting on 6s. So 1 hit, which I will assign to him.
To the LMG.
I do not
which
like the LMGs.
I will attempt to mistaken target, which he does not. And then just the save. Which he does save at least.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, Martyr 2s, full rate of fire, so 2 shots. Right, and that's what that is.
Did they blitz as well?
They did.
Okay.
Yep, 2 shots, same target, the para infantry. down the hill there, hitting on 6s. Nothing. And that, I think, actually is my shooting.
All right, and well, with nothing in range to assault yet, we go into American turn 1.
All right, in the first American movement step, we've revealed the ambush of the 57 millimeters.
And that's the grand total of our movement for the moment.
Yeah,
I mean, we're in dug-in positions. You got to come to us. So we debated holding the ambush, but with no reserves and really his armor in that one spot. There's no reason not to put it down this turn. So we'll do that because the 37s over 16 will just bounce off those Panzer IIIs.
Indeed.
And he'd otherwise have no real reason to drive them forward until he got control anyway. All right, so start off, we've got Battery B, has literally no reason not to range in there. He'll catch the tanks. He's not really probably going to do much, but he does catch. What has he got? 4 guys, these 3 and him with the corner. Yeah, I'll say not. It doesn't really look like that much in any way. So it's going to be a repeat. And we've got 3 at the tanks hitting on 4s. Everyone's 4s. None. And for the 4 infantry are all the same and same platoon. So 4, re-rolling the successes because I'll remember, got 1 gun. Not take it away from you, but I do get the pins if I hit. Oh, so we do have the 3. Oof. 1 off 60 mil mortars. Always do better than they probably should. We do have the other repeats. We have the mortar here, which with the mortar there, will sit up and it will catch the 2 trucks with the HMGs. So rolling for 2s on 4s. 1.
Okay. Tank save 5+.
Does.
Nice.
All right. And we're going to need some spotter lines of sight here. Briefly.
To rearrange some stuff.
For anything else that's going to rearrange. The mortar here, Charlie, is just going to range himself somewhere up this hill straight ahead. And if he's, say, probably right here, he can get the 1 vehicle and almost all of the infantry. Not the back 2, not the Kubel, but really we'll get everything else and 1 vehicle. So let's try and range him in.
Skill?
Skill, he's a paramortar, so he's a 3.
And then the hill?
Hill makes him a 4. He ranges in.
Attempt every time?
60 mils.
I don't know what it is about
Once I learned to use the 60 mils for many games with the armored rifles I used, just didn't know how to interact them with the core of the rest of the platoon. But once you get the hang of them, or in this case you're just on the defensive, that changes a lot. They always pull their weight. So we've got 1 tank. Nothing.
Unsurprising. 7 infantry in the 1 squad.
So 7 are from 1 platoon. 4, 6, 7. Okay, hitting on 4s.
Yep.
So again, 1 gun. We'll re-roll. 2.
Okay, let's not die. You're going to live. Work that, huh?
They do. And how many were from the other platoon?
I think it was 2.
So I'm not sure where they separate.
No, it was just the 1 right here. Oh, no, sorry, the 2, yeah, because one of the command teams was 1, and then him. Because they failed their follow me.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
So it's 2.
Sure, there's more than 2 guys left in that platoon.
Oh yeah, no, there's 4
right,
guys
so
left
2.
in that platoon.
Both hit, re-rolling. Both hit.
Okay, they're gonna live.
One of them will. Not that one because he wasn't under the template.
Yeah, it's gotta be under the template.
Yeah. All right, so that's that mortar. And that leaves us down to... we did have the one repeat here on the truck. Just hitting the one truck, so misses. And
so the 75s.
We'll go into the 75s. I'm going to just take a second here while I check the ranging.
All right. All right, so we're going to try and spot the 75 millimeters right in there, spotting from themselves all the way over there.
All right, so they are also paras. So 4s, which they range in. So you've got a back platoon, a front platoon, and the Kubel.
We'll do the Kubel first.
So the Kubel we know is a one-off.
7 infantry, and then the 1 command team.
Which hits. That does have...
And dies.
Okay.
Well, there goes my entire company command.
Which apparently the soft skins do not have a transport save. They are vulnerable.
No, it says right there.
In,
soft skin, if transport is destroyed, any passengers it's carrying are also destroyed.
I've not used them in 4th. That makes them actually a lot more vulnerable than anticipated. So we do have a front platoon.
There's 7 teams under the template.
7?
And then 1 command team because the other squad failed their fall domain.
Okay, so 1 for the one-off squad. Hits. And 6 left for the full platoon. Or whatever is in the front.
There's still 7 teams there because they passed their saves.
Oh, okay. So does the one...
The 1 is the command team that's there from the
Okay,
platoon,
so that one hits, and then 7. All right. Now I get you. On the slow one here. 3.
Okay.
Now... One sec. These are time on target.
Oh, for Pete's sake. You bloody Yanks.
I don't think I've ever actually either remembered to use my time on target or ever just ranged in the first, and I remembered it just when I was like, ooh, wait, these are a real battery, not one-off 60s.
Anything else?
Not for artillery. That puts us down to, we'll do the 57 millimeter ambush at the Panzer IIIs. Two. Yeah, they're under 16.
Would there not be any concealment?
If we say a hull down, that makes it 5, so we'll say 1.
Okay. And it's anti-tank 10?
Yes.
And you're under 16, right?
10 and under 16.
So 6, I need a 4 or better. No, so it goes in.
They have a 4+ firepower. We'll reroll that one. That was awful. And saved you. All right, 1 bail. And after that, it's just random rifle shots. Whatever can see left. An LMG that's in 16. The 37s. We honestly, do we want to even break the concealed gun to ground for these? We will for this platoon, actually. Their most likely source of damage is going to be just sitting under the repeat. Honestly, I kind of forgot that was there. Well, the rest will keep gun to ground for the moment. But that is 5 for the LMG. And these are actually rifle MGs, so the outside one. All into the lead platoon, which is the same. And under 16 is just straight 4s.
That 6 was pretty cocked.
We'll reroll that. Ooh. So 3.
Thank you.
Infantry saves have betrayed you. Yeah, infantry saves betrayed you when artillery all ranged in. That's all I have really for probably shooting this turn.
All right, moving on to German, turn 2. Okay, so starting step, turn 2. I'm going to start by unpinning here and here. So he does not unpin. I'll dig out a marker, and I do have a bailed out tank. I forgot. They obviously don't get back in. And then last stand on this squad on a 3+ because of Third Reich. And this squad, same thing. Okay, moving on to movement. Okay, so movement step. I elected to start advancing with the Panzer IIIs to get aggressive with them. Going to see if I can crush those anti-tank guns. What was left of that Grenadier squad advanced. The Grenadier squad over here shifted over to the left because they can't advance towards enemy. The MG-34s, they disembarked and moved up and are attempting to engage that platoon. And the Grenadier squad over there has leapfrogged through the trees. Hopefully far enough to be out from underneath the template, but we'll see. Alright, moving on to the shooting phase. Alright, so I accidentally moved the Grenadier platoon a little bit too far forward to be able to repeat bombardment like I was hoping.
Oh, I forgot it was there anyway.
So I'm going to instead try and shift it over here to help engage the 57mm. So I'm going to range it in right about here using the P2 OP up here on the hill. There will be terrain underneath it, so only to 4 on a first try. Range is in. At least I can do that consistently. So we got it there, and then they're over there. We're gonna hit 1, 2, 3, 4 rifle teams. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 rifle teams, an LMG, a bazooka, and a 57. 3 rifles, an LMG, a bazooka, and the tan dice will be the 57 on the first attempt, so hitting on 4s. There.
So the gun,
Bazooka, LMG, and 1 rifle team. Rather unfortunate. I was hoping for more rifles, but at least I got the 57.
all right, so the rifle is okay.
Okay.
The LMG is okay. The bazooka is not okay. Firepower. And the gun is... I'd have to double check his save.
It's probably a 3+ because he's a paratrooper.
If it's a 3 or a 4. They are a 3+ infantry save.
Okay, so 3+ firepower on the bazooka. Destroys him. Pass that to you. But everyone else is over here. Well, the 2 platoons, or I should say, that are over here are pinned. So his second bombardment, I'm going to attempt to shift the 8cm mortars to here. To here. Should be just outside of 4 inches. Let me just double check again.
That is, yeah, not too close.
Right about here. Oh yeah, plenty of space. Second attempt, needing a 4. No, sorry.
Still on.
Yeah, because I'm hitting the building, so I need a 4.
Okay.
Second attempt, range is in.
All right, so they are now hitting on
+1, so 5. And then re-rolling fails.
And what do you have?
Or sorry, successes.
The 37. And the
60,
mortar.
Command team, and then these 2.
Each one member of the HQ. And 2 rifles from the para.
Oh, that's an LMG.
Oh, and an LMG. All right, so it's
so
roll them one at a time because it's going to be hard to remember which one's which.
So LMG on a 5. Misses. Command team for the rifle company or platoon. Misses. Commander misses. And 37 hits that. Okay.
Is that the mortars?
No, that was. Oh yes.
Just re-roll the 2 guns.
2. Still hits.
All right.
And then your 60 mil.
Oh, you know that's the priority target.
Oh. Kind of the priority. All right. So at least a save on the 37s.
All right, 37.
And they're good, but they're pinned. Okay, so then we've got some tank guns. We are definitely within 16 inches now.
Yes.
But to your 657 millimeters, do they have gun shield?
They do.
All right, so
And they'd also be counted as dug in.
I will use the cannon just because the better firepower.
Fair.
So hitting you on 5s for nothing.
4 is going to miss anyway.
Yeah, because of the concealment.
Yeah. I was going to say, the 57s were not paras.
Oh,
they're just
yes,
careful.
the rifle.
But they are still careful.
Yeah. All right, so my Martyr 2s, just because I am a little worried about those 57s, that is over 16. 4 becoming 5 becoming 6. Might as well try it. 2 shots because they're stationary. At the 57s, from up the hill. Nothing. Okay, Grenadier Rifle MGs. We'll shoot into the para company, or the para platoon. 1 shot on the move, I believe.
The commander's an SMG, or are they all?
Oh, it is 2 shots on the move.
They're
MG teams.
Or MG teams?
Yeah, pure MG. I thought they were rifle MG. Okay, so 4 shots hitting on. They
shot, so they're concealed.
They did shoot. Right, yes.
So just 5s.
Okay. I'll get a hit. I will elect to put it on the MG because I believe he's just within 6.
You're inside of the mistaken, so just straight roll. All right. He fails. Firepower.
Oh, so close. All right, on the move, MG34s. One of them can only hit a bazooka if he shoots to the left of his friend. The other 2 can engage the frontal targets, so do them first. So these 2 will shoot, and I'll roll him separately because he's only shooting that bazooka.
Okay.
So you are concealed. You are gone to ground. So 6s.
They are, yes.
1 6.
1 in general.
I'll put there, and then the moving rate of fire on the last MG on the bazooka team misses.
Okay, so 1 save for the LMG.
Saves. All right. And then lastly, I've got that platoon on the hilltop. We've got 4 teams that can shoot 8 shots down at the guys that are in the open to them.
They're will all be concealed on ground.
No, I know, because they're infantry stationary, but they're in the open. I'm going to target the guy behind the front guy, so I don't automatically have to put my hits on. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So hitting on 6s. So 2 hits, so I'll put a hit on him and a hit on the team behind him.
So the 2 rifles, which I'm fine with hitting on either of the 2 rifles. Or, what's your mistaken target range?
6 inches.
You're inside that, are you not?
I don't know about for that target. I know the front one I was.
We will say you are. It is close, only because I suspect I know what you were attempting to do. It's a move that I would attempt to do, and I would have actually swapped it onto my lead target to ensure that I'm outside of any potential assault range.
Yep.
But so I have 2 hits.
Yes.
All right, 1 firepower.
New.
Save from that.
Okay. I think that is all of my shooting.
That's the shooting up and down the line.
I'm going to go into an assault phase, I think.
Germans rarely assault me. We will see. He's going to give it a thought. We'll see if that happens.
All right, trying the foolhardy assault. I got 2 teams in contact. We've got 1, 2, 3 rifle teams, 4 rifle teams in defensive fire, and an LMG who can just barely see me. So we're going to roll that up and see if he throws me back.
All right, so with the LMG, but the LMG is shooting through concealment.
Correct, so it'll add +1.
So 1, 2, 3.
So those will be hitting on 5s.
5 will separate out. And then 4 teams at 2 shots apiece. So these are hitting you on straight 4s.
And that's enough to push me back right there. So let's see what other damage you can get.
And then the LMG on 5s.
Just 1.
Oh, yep.
Fair enough. All right, but I do fall back, so I'll roll my saves, move back, and we'll be right back. All right, so I rolled my saves. We had 3 on each. I saved 3 on the one team, and I saved 2 out of 3 on the other team. forcing him to survive and fall back. Moving into American, turn 2. Slight camera mix-up. We'll just recap our starting step there.
So we did have some unpins, and we rolled them out. The rifle and the 57s both passed. The 37s had a fail. With the company command right next to them, they re-rolled, and they've also unpinned. We're just pondering if there was any movement. Overall, most of the Americans are fine to stay dug in where they are. They're pretty much having the Germans push into their line of sight. And with no reserves or anything yet, we're just probably going straight into some shooting. He's moved out of all of our pre-ranged in markers finally. So we're going to pick new locations for those where we can. They're actually, a lot of them are getting danger close. And then actually we'll be down to rifle shots for a lot of the infantry and what we can do to deal with these tanks.
All right, we'll be back.
All right, so limited artillery targets left as a lot of it's moved into close. The one platoon did shift here. They'll be having drifted into the mortar platoons. The Alpha platoon, his little lone 60, is probably going to shift his fire out of the woods just somewhere where I'm not danger close onto the outside edge of this platoon here. And the rest of the stuff has limited targets left, so they're likely just going to try and drop a shell straight in the roof of a martyr on top of the hill. So let's try and roll some of those out. We'll just start on this flank here, and if we're going to make sure we're not danger close to any of our own guys, which gives us still a fair bit of range, we can just drop here and pretty much get everybody. So we'll try and just range in right here. We are still under terrain, so needing a 4, which does range in. A single gun on 6 teams that are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So hitting on 4s for his first. Re-rolling. Down to 1. But does have the pin.
Before I forget this time. And lives.
Okay, fine enough. We'll just do the repeat right here while it's there.
Yep, 2 teams.
It's we'll catch both. 2 hits on the 4s. Both. That's from a main battery, so just the 2.
Let's try that where they actually roll flat.
And a repeat. 1 is still good. Okay. C platoon here. Lone 60. Just going to range up the hill. Try and drop a mortar into some open top martyrs. Honestly, Bravo platoon has really no option but is going to try and do the same. And we're likely going to either do the same or maybe even just hit the main tanks with the 75 para. So we'll try for platoon C here first. No. No. And, well, no. All right. He ran out of shots last time because he was the ace from the infantry shot. So Bravo platoon. All right, on second. So Charlie's entirely gone. And we'll just leave that next to him for there. Bravo on second.
Mm-hmm. So
2 hitting on
the confident
becomes
careful,
5.
sorry, yeah, 5. 2.
Which he is a single gun.
Yep.
Because otherwise that would be stellar. Neither.
Okay.
Well, he's ranged in there. And we'll honestly do the 75. If he ranges in somewhere himself just on top, we can even catch the 1 tank there. See if you can roll a 1. So, no. They are veterans. On a hill is a 4, so on second. And 2 martyrs and a tank. On second becomes 5s.
Yep. Adding +1. Nope.
None.
And then the tank.
No.
Okay.
But he is also there for the moment. So that's artillery. We got rifle shots. We'll do actually the 57s at the 2 lead Panzer IIIs.
Now they are not in cover, so
Hitting on 4s. Dice cooled down this turn. 1.
Needing
1 front armor 10.
4 or better. Goes in with a 2.
Okay. So straight in on a firepower 4+. We can reroll that.
If you wouldn't mind. Destroyed.
Right.
I'll have to dig out a marker in a minute.
We'll do some fire in a momentary step. We've got various rifle shots that'll go there.
Yep.
From this platoon, some of it that way, some of it this way. And those 37s might wake up now that you're under 16. We can try and at least hurt the front.
All right. Well, we're going to roll that out real quick, and we'll be back with the results. All right, so as we saw, he was able to take out the Panzer III. Then the rest of his firepower, he eradicated what was left of that Panzer Grenadier platoon, took down to a man the MG-34s, and unfortunately didn't do anything else.
Those guys didn't fail saves. They failed all their saves. They died to overwhelming firepower. It wasn't their fault. And all of the 37s bounced off a Panzer, like 5 hits.
So we're going to go into round 3, and I actually have to check to see if I even have a formation left on the table. We'll be right back.
And we are.
All right, morale phase, starting phase. We're going to remount this tank on a 3+. Okay.
Does.
We're going to unpin that Panzer Grenadier platoon on the left flank on a 4+. Nope.
Ooh, no.
And we're going to last stand the MG-34s on a 3+. Yes. Oh, and I forgot to unpin
Alone stand
them. They unpin.
Unpins.
But do they last
Does he even
stand?
stay?
Yes.
He does.
Okay. So we're going to go to
It's
movement
not over
step.
yet.
Oh, it's pretty
Sort
close
of.
to.
I mean,
Oh, that's painful. Oh, we'll see what I can pull off, and we'll go on from here.
it's no one's fault if you can't get an infantry save.
Alrighty, so here's our movement. I've advanced the remaining panzers. They're going to attempt to crush those annoying anti-tank guns. I attempted to blitz the martyrs. They failed, so I just decided to advance them. On that flank in the center, that lone Panzer Grenadier squad advanced to support the MG-34, who's staying stationary to maximize firepower. And the Panzer Grenadiers fell back into the cover of the trees to hopefully regroup and assault next turn. We're going to move on to shooting now. All right, I'm going to attempt to range in my 8 centimeters. Once again, I'm going to shift them over here. There's still going to be terrain under the template, unfortunately, so I am going to need a 4+. But here, I should be able to, actually, here, if I move it to here, I can still hit that 57 and not be danger close. So I'm going to do that on a 4+. First attempt. Some of us can do it, some of us can't. I'm just happy it's happened once or twice now in this game. Unlike my Italians in the last game we played. Alright, so we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rifle teams. 6 rifle teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a light machine gun. And then the 57. So I'll do the rifle teams first. They will be on 4s. The light machine gun will be on 4s. And 57 also on 4s, I believe.
You ranged in on your first?
Yep.
So, yes.
Okay, so rifles. 2.
That's with
one.
the mortars, so a reroll.
All right. Always forget about that. Okay, none.
Was there not a second 4 out of that reroll?
Maybe.
I thought there was. We'll give it to you.
I'll take that.
I thought so.
My brain blanked. So, and then the 57, needing a 4. No. Okay, so just the one hit.
He's all right.
Okay, and then I'm going to repeat bombardment with my 105s. Over here again. And that was going to hit that LMG,
Oh, yes.
that rifle team, the mortar, and the 37.
So there's a 37.
LMG. Now they're spotting for themselves, so they're gonna. Man, they don't have line
Are
of
they not
sight.
repeating?
They still have to spot to call in technically,
Yes.
so they're gonna shoot for themselves. One of the teams is gonna be the spotting team, quote unquote, because they don't have line of sight. It adds +1 to the score needed to hit. So 5 hits him, misses. Command team misses. 37 mil misses, and the 60 misses. So just the one LMG, but it is a repeat.
So the LMG fails this first anyway. So
3
firepower?
plus firepower kills the team. Okay, and then the Panzers are going to use their machine guns on the 57s. And their machine guns are 4 shots on the move. As I lose all my books.
Ignore temporary obscene crashes. Those are the sounds of war.
Oof. Got too many books. So you are concealed. And you are careful, so hitting on 5s. I'm going to get 3, so I'll put 2 on this guy and 1 on the other.
Okay, so 2 and 1. Fail both.
Okay.
Fail everything. All right, so
MG firepower, so the 2 on him. No, and the 1 on him. No. Okay, the Martyrs will fire their cannons at 37s. They are on the move, so they get 1 shot. I believe that's under 16. Just. And I failed my blitz, so I had +1. So hitting you on 4s, becoming 5s for concealment, becoming 6 for failing my blitz. Nope. Over there, MG34, full rate of fire is, I believe, 6.
Yes.
So hitting on 4s, becoming 5s for concealment. I'll target the LMG instead of the bazooka.
Okay.
I'll get 2 hits, so I'll put 1 on the LMG and 1 on the rifle team beside him.
All right, you're too close. So for the LMG,
That's
we'll roll that one here.
Okay.
He is safe.
And
And for the rifle, okay, we'll try and get them not. All right, so for the rifle,
Firepower on the rifle.
firepower,
Nope.
and is on.
All right, and then not enough space for that Panzer Grenadier to shoot through. And then the Panzer Grenadiers up the hill, only 2 will have line of sight to the guys down by the riverbank. So I'll take their moving rate of fire. He will be concealed.
You're within the edge.
Is it within 2?
Yeah. Let's say the lead 3 teams.
Alrighty, so 3 shots, no, sorry, 6 shots because I'm a rifle MG. Hitting on 5s.
All right.
Okay, well,
Sometimes you
that
roll
platoon.
great.
No, it's literally just that platoon.
Yeah. Okay. This one platoon is the only one who's done any. If those had been, infantry saves, it could have been a very different course of this battle.
So there's only 4 valid targets because I believe that farthest one back might be out of range.
Yeah. So whoever wants the second shot.
Put the second shot on the guy in the trees.
The tree stand.
Yeah.
All right. So tree stand.
Okay.
My dice
don't know what
very
it is
not
about
called
that.
on infantry saves.
Well, and again, I don't know what it is, but it's only to do with that one platoon I've got.
Yeah. All right. And then the one-offs. Wake back up, boys. All right. So some firepowers.
Okay, so the one with
2
2.
on 1.
Nope, and then 1 and 1.
Oh.
So I killed the guy,
All right.
and I believe I pinned him.
That
was 5 hits, right?
You did because of the split between multiple fire. Added up. So they are pinned.
All right, so that is going to be my shooting phase. I know this is a stupid move, but if I don't try it, I'll always be wondering if it would have worked. I'm going to charge the 57mm with my Panzer IIIs.
You're going to charge in, and their defensive fire will be on their sides.
I can cross in.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Forgot even that.
So now you get your defensive fire, so we'll be right back after the... you know what? We'll film this. We'll see how it goes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
4 shots, hitting on 4s.
I mean, if they somehow survive.
Still
I've
going.
rolled a lot of numbers that are low suddenly this turn. All right. We'll reroll 1. All right, so 2 hits. One on each, to the side.
Straight in, because I can't stop it.
Oh, well then it's straight pens, so it's just firepower, and at best I bail them. Alright, so one destroyed,
No, that will
one bailed.
He bails, and then it's automatically destroyed, because I failed the assault. So, we're going to move into your next turn. Because I do still have a formation. I got two troops hanging in there.
The mortars are keeping the formation, along with the one platoon that seems to be the only one that, by dice luck, can do anything. Starting step. What is it, 3?
Yeah, turn 3 American starting step.
So there actually would be reserve rolls.
That's at the end of your starting step.
So we're going to have
after the pins
those.
and such.
I do have a pin down. And you hit me with artillery.
Yeah, over there.
Here. And actually the rest missed. But we'll do this platoon. They stay pinned. Okay. Center platoon. They unpin. And did you hit the platoon on the far edge?
No, because I had to re-roll, I believe.
You had to re-roll the hits. All right. So then that'll be it. We'll go
reserves?
Into reserve roll.
Yep.
Not sure if I need a company of stewards to roll in, but apparently they're here. So they're coming to reinforce the bridgehead. They do actually have scattered.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's
depending on
1 or 2, a 3 or 4. Sorry, a 1 or a 2 is on that side. I think 3 or 4 is in the middle. 5 or 6 is this side.
Yeah. So 1 and 2 is on your side.
Oh, it's on my side. Okay.
Yeah. 5 and
on your
6
side.
as they come in over here.
All right. So we'll do the movement step and be right back. All right, take us through your movement step.
All right. So stewards came on this edge, which means I can pretty much bring them in on halfway up the table. So they've come in here and are planning to just go up the hill and deal with the platoon that's over here. They've rolled well, so hopefully that doesn't go against us, but that can hopefully drive and get us that formation break. And we have blitzed the 37s. They succeeded, just so they can move within 16 on these martyrs. And we've got a platoon that's been in the center field, and they've leapt forward. If they're still alive, they can just try and assault those martyrs and gain control of that hill. Mostly it'll be some rifles here to finish them off, and potentially just machine gunning the squad here. And then all the shots at the vehicles, which we might as well start with first, because that'll be our biggest turnout for the turn.
All right. Thankfully, the corpses of my panzers are giving me concealment from your 57s.
Yeah, so we've got two 57s. They are stationary in 16. You are concealed.
Mm-hmm.
So moving your to 5s.
Nice.
Not with those kind of rolls. 37s.
Now you do have two shooting
two
through.
that are in also concealment.
Yep, and then the other 2 shooting through the clear.
That's more like it.
And their AT was 6?
Their AT is 7, I believe.
7? Well, if it's 7, I could potentially equal it on a 6. How many?
7, yeah. So 2.
1 and 1.
Yeah.
Nope. So firepower.
4+ on the first.
Destroyed.
Yeah, and the second.
Destroyed.
All right, so we don't even need to roll the rest.
Okay, moving on.
So we've got a couple shots here. 2 bazookas. Just shoot at that guy. Both hit. We've got an LMG, and we've got 2 rifle MGs. The rifle MG will, they're going to shoot also at that, and the LMG will just try and shoot back at the last remaining member. So
I am stationary, so I am in concealment.
yeah, so you need 5. So actually everything will miss. Okay, yeah, sorry, we forgot the concealment. So just an LMG. Also nothing. And some guys here shooting up the hill. 2, 4, and 6. There's some, finally. All right, 3. Just on the front 3 that we're able to see down the hill at us. All right.
2.
We will have 2 of those out. The Stuarts will just machine gun the same.
I don't know if you...
like
you don't want to
it
risk
will
not being
push
able to
us
charge
out of the
them.
assault, yes, for the 1 turn.
But I guess they are within 6, so yeah, they are valid targets.
And also, if I can save assaulting into terrain, I mean, that's obviously also not a bad thing.
I suppose that's fair.
There is 5 machine gun shots, a Stuart.
Oh yeah, because they have like 3 machine guns mounted in their hull. And then 1 in the turret. And then the 50 on the roof, technically.
So this is enough for 4 of the Stuarts.
Do you want me to get the die tray for this?
Just put it here in the center.
No, put it on
Sure.
the boards.
All right, everybody. Because Stuarts are fun. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the last Stuart. All right, and you're concealed, so hitting on 5s. I think that'll be enough, sir. Nope, 5s.
2 4s there, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
3, 6, 8.
And I have 4 or 5 squads left there.
4.
All right, so 2, 2, and 2. Oh, and another 2. So first 2, dead.
Might as well
2,
throw them in the box.
well, I got to do them one at a time. Very dead. 3rd, dead. He lives.
All right. It'll definitely be the furthest back. That drives us out of assault. Everything's out of assault. That's about it for shooting. Couple token random things at that point is like 75 battery, maybe on the OP. I think that's it.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm just gonna quickly roll out the last stand on him first,
say there's
because
some last stands and
if he fails,
the company's out.
they're gone. So, good game.
That was it.
We'll be back with a debrief.
All right. We filmed this on the same day as the Americans came ashore.
So don't
Two
mind
back
me.
to back.
I'm a little tired.
There's nothing to say when all the little 60s, everybody ranged in, even with 1 gun was hitting. Your infantry saves
Just couldn't make 'em.
went down the drain
Just
fast.
couldn't make 'em.
The force was almost in danger of breaking from turn 1.
That's fair. I mean, it is what it is. And again, historically accurate. I mean,
They
from
did
what
get mauled by the airborne.
Exactly.
Actually,
They advanced. They advanced down to help support the defense at Gela, and on the way they got pretty badly beaten up by the 82nd, leaving a couple of Tigers behind, if I remember correctly.
They did. They actually abandoned most of their Tigers due to breakdown or fuel or whatever issues. The rest booked it for Messina and tried to leave Sicily outright.
Panzer Division Herman Goering will be falling back for a regroup, and they may
Historically,
return.
they did great in Italy, terrible in Sicily. The dice read that, so...
Yep. No, it was a good game.
We even opted after that first turn 1 roll to maybe just have an endless wave, kind of a reverse beach with the trucks coming in.
I was tempted. I like that idea because, obviously I would have actually had a reason to use the trucks.
Yeah, it would have made the
looking
trucks
cool.
fun. They were coming in from the background. But we're on Battle 2 for the day.
Yeah, no, we just wanted to be done.
So
that was fun. I did like how it came together. Even as painful as that was, it was a good looking game. It was fun to play.
it does. I'm loving the Italy terrain that's been whipped up. The hilly terrain looks fantastic.
Huge thanks to James.
The
for
tree
letting us
lines
some
are looking
some
fantastic.
hills.
The buildings.
Big thanks to Rob for doing a lot of the printing of the buildings. Big thanks to my wife and my friend Andrea for helping us make some of the terrain and paint it. Thanks to Ben, obviously. He's always here consistently beating up on me. So got to thank him for that. Big thanks to you guys, because without you, no one would watch this. So let us know what you think.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you appreciated it. We had fun, and we did film all our dice rolls. We'll see in editing how many of them stay.
Oh, they're probably all going to.
A little bit shorter battle does allow us that luxury today.
So we'll see if we continue doing that going forward.
If you guys like that style, or a hybrid of it, where we kept keeping the critical rolls, the hilarious rolls.
All the artillery.
Some of those kind of, in a summary, would not exemplify why half the army disappeared in a turn.
No. And you know what? That'll be fun to watch.
We had fun.
This will show you once again. Some of you might remember some of our earlier games where we saw the dice rolling. And what was it Van had originally said?
A
refugee from the laws of probability. Yes! Right there. That is absolutely correct. So
yeah.
That is the Herman Goering Panzer Division attack against the 82nd. The last thing we have to film for this round, at least one match of, is the 1st Airborne against whatever forces are in Catania. Might be some Italians,
some
might be some
Fallschirmjägers.
Fallschirmjäger. We'll see.
We're both in Catania, so that'll be a real interesting fight.
And then we may or may not do a second round of battles for the beachheads just to simulate some of the counterattacks. But after that, once these are up, we're going to move into round 2, and we'll keep going.
We're moving inland. So that'll be exciting, where we start to hit the real Italian divisions, German divisions, not just some coastal brigades. So it'll be some interesting fights with some new forces you don't see too often. I'm looking forward to those.
I'm looking forward to not playing coastal divisions.
They're still Italians, and they can still do stuff.
The Fusilier are not much better.
My Big Red 1 are still green troops.
Yeah, could you try playing those?
Green. I had them. They just didn't make it on the field today. But yeah, they're green aggressive troops. We're going to see some of those. Particularly when I use my armored division accompanying the tanks. And obviously the 1 division has my Big Red 1 infantry based. So it'll give the American force some variety. Sometimes they'll be armored, sometimes they'll be veteran troops, sometimes they'll be green troops. You'll never know what'll come up.
I have no idea what I'll be playing. Probably Italians, but guys,
I hope you like them.
So remember, like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Discord, Patreon, and Facebook. And, we're pulling for you. Keep your sticks on the ice.
Take care out there.